Have you ever struggled with depression or anxiety or guilt? Maybe you did something you felt so bad over that you just couldn't bring yourself to face the world, and you wanted to stay in your basement forever. Well, today you'll hear a story about someone in the future who tries a new experimental method for forcing herself to face the world. But maybe she shouldn't. Maybe she should just stay in the basement. This story is by Ottawa student writer Owen Fitzpatrick. Pull up a chair around the campfire and listen in to Ear to Ear. When my inbox trilled like a sparrow telling me I had mail, I had no idea what to expect. Practically no one emailed me anymore after what I had done. I just stayed in the basement. So now, with a sigh, I picked up my holoscreen and pressed my finger against it. It lit up, and my home screen popped up over top of it. My parents and I on vacation. We all looked so happy. From what I could tell by the texts my parents constantly sent me, telling me to stop locking myself in the basement. None of us were happy now. A lump rose in my throat, and I swallowed. I would have to change my home screen. "Good morning, Janet," my holo chirped in an unnaturally upbeat female voice, distracting me from my thoughts. "The date today is April 17th, 2042. The temperature outside is..." "Save it," I snapped. "Just show me my inbox." "Okay," it responded cheerily. "Accessing your inbox. You have one new message." "Well," I asked, "read it to me already." "Okay," it said. "The recorded message will play now." "Scientists at the VibeTech Labs recently made a breakthrough," a deep male voice announced. "We have done what no one has ever done before. We have discovered a chemical that can mimic certain basic emotions. Clinical trials are beginning, and you can sign up now for free. We will even give you the choice of which emotion you wish to have injected into you. We sincerely hope you'll join the testing. You will be provided with a generous payment." I sat there for a few minutes, staring at the message as it slowly scrolled by. When it finished, the hologram disappeared, and another appeared in its place. Two slowly rotating spheres. One said, "Accept," and the other said, "Decline." They both pulsed with a soft blue light, like tiny glowing planets. I hesitated for a few seconds. Then I reached out and lightly touched the sphere that said, "Accept." A contract popped up. After I'd filled it out, my holo asked in its cheerful and upbeat voice, "What emotion would you like?" 3 cartoonish people popped up above the holoscreen. One with its arms crossed and a scowl, one with a hunched back and tears running down its cheeks, and one with a smile that stretched from ear to ear. Scowler had a text box over his head that read, "Anger." Crier had a text that read, "Sadness," and Smiley had a text that read, "Happiness." I hesitated, then clicked, "Happiness." The little person jumped in the air and cheered. I smiled a little. I hadn't smiled once since I'd been expelled from school. 2 weeks later, a package arrived by drone. The sleek black craft flew in through the window and hovered in front of me. It extended a thin metal arm with a small screen at the end. I touched it with my index finger, and it dropped the package and flew back out the window. I tore open the parcel and took out a sleek white container shaped like a sphere. There was again a little screen on top of it. I sighed and pressed my finger to it. With a click, the sphere popped open, revealing an ordinary jet syringe. With it was a piece of paper. I picked it up and read, "We have included an anesthetic pill. Swallow it, wait a few minutes, then inject the liquid in the syringe into your neck. Results should show themselves within an hour. Update us with the results every day. Here is our messaging address." It sounded sketchy, but I was desperate. I studied the message, then lifted the syringe. Underneath it was a small red pill with 20 milligrams printed on it in black letters. I walked to the bathroom and filled a glass with water. I put the pill in my mouth and washed it down. Soon my whole body started to feel numb. I realized it was time for the injection. I grabbed the syringe, positioned it against my neck, and pulled the trigger. I felt a slight pressure, then after a few seconds, a feeling like my whole body was filled with lukewarm fire. I gasped and sat down on the couch. My body felt like it was going to burn up. This feeling lasted for several seconds and then nothing. I waited for a few minutes, but I felt exactly the same as before. Nothing had changed. What a rip-off, I thought. If anything, I felt even more depressed and guilty. I felt like I deserved everything bad that came my way after what I'd done to that girl. My face felt strange. I hesitantly reached up and touched it. My lips were stretched wide, and my teeth were exposed. I rushed to the bathroom and looked in the mirror. I stared. I was smiling. A warm, natural smile. Stop smiling, I told myself. Stop it. My face wasn't listening to me, and neither was my body, clearly, because without warning, I walked out of the bathroom, still smiling widely, and began walking up the stairs. Stop it, I commanded myself. Stop it, stop it, stop it! What I was doing on the outside was nothing like how I felt on the inside. I tried to stop myself. I tried to stay in the basement, but I couldn't. Maybe I would have to live with this forever. And maybe this was what I deserved after what I had done. I kept on smiling, ear to ear, as I slowly walked up the stairs. And that's our third Halloween student story. Thank you, Owen. Ear to Ear was a former first-place winner in the Ottawa Public Library's Awesome Authors Youth Writing Contest in the 9 to 12 age category, and it was published in Potpourri 2019. That's an annual anthology of youth writing, which features all the winning and honoured stories, poems, and graphic narratives from the Awesome Authors Contest. Owen Fitzpatrick is now a 13-year-old student. He says, I have spent many hours over the years sitting in a corner of the Ottawa Public Library reading any book I could. My advice to any young writer is, don't be afraid to share your ideas. Just start writing. The Ottawa Public Library will be holding its Awesome Authors Contest again this year. The contest opens in December and runs through much of the winter. I will be a judge this year in the 9 to 12 age category, and I want to read your stories. So check out the library website for more information. And now on to our fourth student story.